everyone, Brickhouse here, and who'd like a slice of pizza? Or maybe even a whole pizza. Well, if you live in New York, you better head to your favorite pizzeria fast. Because those that worship at the altar of climate change are cracking down on your coal and wood-fired pizzerias. Found this little ditty out of the New York Post. New York City rules crack down on coal and wood-fired pizzerias. Must cut carbon emissions up to 75%. Holy crap, what are we thinking? So now your local pizza joint, if you live in New York City, is a threat to the planet. Historic Big Apple pizza joints could be forced to dish out mounds of dough under a proposed city edict targeting pollutant-spewing coal and wood-fired ovens, the Post has learned. The New York City Department of Environmental Protection has drafted new rules that would order eateries using the decades-old baking method to slice carbon emissions by up to 75%. All New Yorkers deserve to breathe healthy air, and wood and coal-fired stoves are among the largest contributors of harmful pollutants in neighborhoods with poor air quality, DE spokesperson Ted Timbers said in a statement Sunday. This common sense rule developed with restaurant and environmental justice groups. There you have it. Restaurant justice? Holy hell. Environmental justice? Really? Requires a professional review of whether installing emissions controls is feasible. The rule could require pizzerias with such ovens installed prior to May 2016 to buy pricey emission control devices, with the owner of one Brooklyn joint saying he's already tossed 20 grand on an air filtration system in anticipation of the new mandate. Oh yeah, it's a big expense, said Paul Gioni, the owner of Polly G's in Greenpoint. It's not just the expense of having it installed, it's the maintenance. I gotta pay somebody to do it, to go up there every couple of weeks and hose it down and, do the maintenance. Gioni added that while the air filter is expensive and it's a huge hassle, it also has some upsides. My neighbors are much happier. I had a guy coming in for years complaining that the smoke was, going right into his apartment, and I haven't seen him since I got the scrubber installed. Other iconic pizza joints facing the heat include Lombardi's in Little Italy, Arturo's in Soho, John's of Bleecker Street in Greenwich Village, Patsy's in Turtle Bay and the Upper West Side, and Grimaldi's near the Brooklyn Bridge, that pride themselves on having their pies baked in coal and wood-fired ovens. A city official said that under 100 restaurants total would be impacted. One pizza restaurateur who requested anonymity told the Post that sensitive negotiations are currently taking place with the DEP officials on whether to grandfather in or exempt the dozens of coal and wood oven fired, say that fast, pizza joints from the mandate. He said politicians and bureaucrats should stop messing with their crust. This is an unfunded mandate, and it's going to cost us a fortune, not to mention ruining the taste of the pizza, totally destroying the product, the restaurateur, who has a coal-fired oven, fumed. If you F around with the temperature in the oven, you change the taste. That pipe, that chimney, it's that size to create the perfect updraft. Keeps the temps perfect. It's an art as much as a science. You take away the char, the thing that makes the pizza taste great, you kill it, he claimed. And for what? You really think you're changing the environment with these 8 or 9 pizza ovens? The restaurateur added. Some crusty customers also told city officials not to tamper with their slice. I am all for responsible environmental practice, but tell Al Gore to take one less private jet or something. Give me a break. said Brooklyn Heights resident Savi Sharma, 32, a financier who brought her parents and cousin visiting from India for their first slice of Grimaldi's, referring to the former vice president and climate change activist. I've been bragging about this pizza to my family for like 5 years, Sharma said Sunday. Don't mess with this. Gioni Apology said that despite assertions to the contrary, the air scrubbers will not affect the quality or the taste of the taste or texture of the pies. If someone is trying to say that putting the scrubber in changes the flavor of the pizza, they're just trying to save themselves $20K. No, it doesn't affect what's going on inside the oven, he said. No, it hasn't changed the taste. It hasn't changed the pizza. It hasn't changed our product at all. Under the mandate, restaurants with coal and wood-fired ovens must hire an engineer or architect to assess the feasibility of installing emissions control devices to achieve a 75% reduction in particulate emissions. This report concludes that a reduction of 75% or more cannot be achieved, or that no emission controls can be installed. It must identify any emission controls that can provide a reduction of at least 25% or an explanation for why no emission controls can be installed. The restaurant will be allowed to apply for a variance or a waiver, but must provide evidence to prove a hardship. The new DEP rules comply with Local 38 of 2015, approved by former Mayor Bill de Blasio, surprise, surprise, who was widely mocked after he was pictured eating a slice with a fork and a knife in the city council. DEP officials said the difficulty in drafting practical rules without negatively impacting restaurants, plus the COVID-19 pandemic, delayed action until now. The department said it consulted with an advisory committee consisting of restaurateurs to come up with the rule. I mean, this just goes on and on and on and on and on about how they got together to come up with the rules. Coal-fired ovens, wood-fired ovens have been a foundation of pizza making in New York for years. And this is just ludicrous. Okay? This whole thing about climate and how man affects climate, man does not affect climate. Period. End of story. I don't care what you say. I don't care what your opinion is. Man does not affect climate. Remember Greta Thunberg said 5 years ago that the earth would be destroyed and we all would be extinct in 5 years? That was back in June of 2018. We're now in June of 2023 and we're all still here. You know what it would take? And it says right here, more on pizza. You know what it would take for these pizza ovens to equal John Kerry flying on his private jet for 1 year? You would have to burn a pizza stove 849 years to equal 1 year of John Kerry's private jet use. So I guess if you want your favorite great tasting pizza in New York City, you better go now before things change. I'd love to hear your comments on this. So please, if you would, comment down below. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Hit the notification bell to get notified when my content is available here on YouTube. You can also catch me on Rumble and Odyssey. And as always, thank you for taking the time to watch, the time to tune in, and I will see you later.